Welcome everyone. Today the farm lady will be showing us how to calculate the cost of feeding 1,000 juveniles to table size. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and watch to the end. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's Shikemi Olabisi, the farm lady, and you are welcome back to another amazing, interesting and educative video. Now today we are going to be doing something totally different, and this video is one that has been requested over and over again, so that is why we are going to do this today. So as you can see from the title of this video, it says how to calculate the cost of feeding 1,000 juveniles to table size. Now before we proceed, I'm going to like to clarify something. The cost of feeding is totally different from the cost of raising. Cost of feeding to one side, it's a totally different thing, and then the cost of raising is also totally different. So when we talk about the cost of feeding, we're basically talking about how much it's going to cost us to feed, using feed. How much feed are we going to use? What is the amount we are going to spend on feeding? Whilst the cost of raising involves so many other costs, ranging from the direct cost, the indirect cost, the capital expense, etc., etc. So in today's video, I'm going to be adding the cost of feeding, the cost of logistics, and the cost of medication. Okay, so these are the things that you're going to be seeing in our calculation today. All right, so as we all know, the FCR of catfish is 1:1. That is, you're going to need 1 kg of feed to raise a fish to 1 kg body weight. Meaning, in essence, before you can get 1 kg body weight in flesh, you should have fed your fishes with 1 kg quantity of feed. All right, and when I say quantity, I mean quantity that has good quality. Okay, because let's not get ourselves wrong here. So it's not just using any type of feed to feed them. So far it's 1 kg, you're going to achieve 1 kg. No, it basically means you're using high quality feed that is 1 kg to actually give you that result of 1 kg in flesh. Okay, so let's proceed. As you can see my outlay here, I already have the items and the description of the items, and then we have here the quantity in kg, the quantity in bags, the unit price per bag or per kg, and then the total cost. And then also here I have the feed sizes. We have 1.5, 2 mm, 3 mm, and then from here we have 4.5 mm local floating feed. Now the reason why you're seeing this is because we are trying as much as possible to reduce and cut cost. Okay, so you can start using 4.5 mm local floating feed, a very good one. I already have a video on the timeline in which you have to feed each of these feeds to your fishes. So there's a particular time to use 1.5, 2 mm, 3 mm, and there's a time to switch to local floating feed. And then we have 6 mm, and like I said, I'm going to be adding the drugs, prophylactic drugs, at 2 naira per fish, and then logistics. So let's proceed. So assuming I stocked 1,000 juvenile, it is expected that I use or I start with 1.5 mm to give them that boost so as to ensure they grow faster. Because when we use quality feed at the inception of the production cycle, it is very possible to achieve our aim of 1 kg weight at the end of the production cycle. So for starters, you're going to have to use 5 kg of 1.5 mm. Now mind you, we have so many amazing brands of feed, and the cost I'm going to be using here, I'm going to be using Alaqua. I don't know how many of us know Alaqua, so I'm going to be using their prices for this calculation. There might be differences in the prices, but slight difference. Okay, so for 1.5 mm we are going to need 5 kg of feed. Now it might not come in bags. I know Alaqua, they pack their 1.5 mm in, I think, in 1 kg bags or so I'm going to leave it at that. So basically the price for this, for 1 kg of 1.5 mm is around 1,900. okay, 1,900. And then we have our total there. Multiplying this by this, we're going to be having 9,500. Now we move to 2 mm. For 2 mm we are going to be needing a total of 30 kg. 30 kg of feed is going to be needed at this stage. And then in bags, now from 2 mm we'll notice that the bags are usually in 15 kg bags. So basically this is going to give us 2 bags. All right, 2 bags, and the unit price for each bag is 12,500 naira. And then when you multiply that, 2 multiplied by 12,500, you are going to get 25,000 naira. Okay, now we proceed to the next feed size, which is 3 mm. I'm trying as much as possible not to waste so much time, going straight to the point. Okay, so for 3 mm we are going to be needing 75 kg weight of feed. All right, and when this is translated to bags, you're going to have 5 bags, that is 15 kg each. 5 bags, and at this size the price is around 11,800 naira. Multiplying that by the number of bags, you're going to have 59,000 naira. Now we proceed to the local floating feed. Now for so many of us, we use different types of local floating feed. I'm not referring to sinking, I'm referring to floating. So there's this brand I really love so much, and I'm going to be using their price for this calculation. So for this stage, and the brand is Ace Feed, ACE. If I have a picture, I'm going to insert it. So at this stage you're going to be needing 375 kg of this, and the equivalence in bags is 25 kg, and it comes at 6,500 per bag. 6,500 per bag. Now multiplying this, you're going to have 162,500. You're going to have 162,500. Now we move to 6 mm. 6 mm we're going to be needing 525 kg. I know some people be like, why is it so much? Well, the reason is this: you can either split this into 6 mm or 9 mm. I'm sure in my last video I explained this. So you can either split this into 6 mm or 9 mm, but the difference is not much. Basically the difference you're going to see is the pellet size. It's bigger, it's 9 mm, and then 6 mm has a little bit of more nutritional value. So I'm going to go for 6 mm, and then the price range is the same, price. So we're using 6 mm, and then the equivalence in bag is 35 bags. Okay, and then and then the price is around 6,400 naira. So multiplying 35 by this, you are going to get 224,400 naira. Okay, 224,400 naira. So that is that. Now we're moving on to the drugs, that is the medication. Well, it's always best to avoid this, but it's good to have a cost attached to medication in case there's any issue at all. So I'm putting it at 2 naira per fish, and remember we stocked 1,000 juvenile, or we want to stock 1,000 juvenile. So 2 naira per fish, multiplying that by 1,000, you're going to have a total of 2,000 naira. And then I'm going to leave the logistics, give or take, at 10,000. You might not spend up to that, and you might spend more than that depending on where you are getting your feed from. If you're in a location whereby it's not easy to get feed and you have to go to a very far distance to get feed, then you're going to be needing more than 10,000 naira. Okay, so adding all this up together, the quantity in kg, we're going to be having 1,010 kg. 1,010 kg. Okay, and then in bags, we're going to be having 67 bags. All right, and then the total cost here would be 492,400 naira. 492,400 naira. Let me increase the font so you can actually see it. Okay, 492,400 naira. Then there is something I really love to do. Okay, I really love to add miscellaneous. Most times this miscellaneous goes to drugs and logistics. Now it's always good to have miscellaneous so as to have space, be flexible enough, so your budget is not too rigid. All right, so I put my miscellaneous at 1.5%. okay, that is 1.5% of the total cost here. So when you do that calculation, 492,400 multiplied by 1.5%, you are going to get 738. You're going to get 7,386 naira. All right, now adding that up, adding the total you got initially with miscellaneous, you are going to have 499,786 naira. So what you just have to do is approximate this. All right, approximate this, and then you're good to go. So let me increase the font as well so you can actually see that. All right, so this is the grand total. This is the amount that you are going to need to feed and to administer medication to your fishes. Now, still talking on miscellaneous, most times the miscellaneous there goes to logistics and drugs. In a situation whereby the medication you get is not enough, or you're in a very critical situation of treating a very, very chronic infection or disease, then you're going to spend more. That is where your miscellaneous comes in. All right, and also most times it might go to logistics depending on where you are or the distance of your farm from the feed vendor or the market where the feed is being sold. So that is it basically on the total cost of feeding. Now you should know, like I said in the beginning, the total cost of feeding is different from the total cost of raising. Okay, so now That's the total. You can see it there. This is the total. This is close to 500,000 naira. So if you know you would want to feed your fishes and treat them with logistics, know that you're going to be spending around 500,000 naira approximately. Now, as you can see here, I wrote the table above shows the total cost of feeding. I'm going to highlight that so you can see it. It is not the total cost in all right? It's not the total cost because, like I said in the beginning, other costs, probably you are just starting now, the cost of construction of your pond, the cost of fuel, the cost of the nets, that is the cover net, the cost of other materials you're going to use, the labor, that is the salary, and all that, all right, are going to be involved. But specifically on feeding, this is what is going to take. So the total cost of raising juvenile for a period of 4 months to table size is this price. I know some people will be saying 4 months. Yes, it is possible. It is possible so far you do all that is expected of you, good management practices, then you can achieve this. So each fish is expected to weigh 1 kg at the end of the production cycle. Okay, now our expected output in weight. Remember, we stocked 1,000 fishes, all right, or we want to stock rather, because you are expected to do this whole calculation before stocking your fishes. Okay, so your expected output 1,000 fishes times 1 kg, which is what you're expecting each fish to weigh. All right, so when you multiply that, your expected output in total is 1,000 kg or 1 ton. All right, so that is that. Now there is a permissible mortality rate that is accepted. There's a permissible mortality rate, and I'm keeping that at 10%. Anything above 10%, then there is something wrong somewhere with either the feed management or any other thing. So at 10% permissible mortality rate, we are going to have 1,000 minus 100. 100 is 10% of 1,000. Okay, so eventually, worst case scenario, your output at the end of the production cycle should be 900 kg or 0.9 tons. All right, very good. So this is what you are expecting at the end of the production cycle. If you are getting 500 kg at the end of the production cycle, then there is something wrong. It's either their feeding regime was tampered with, it's either they were not given quality feed or the right quantity of feed, or they had bad water all through the production cycle, or the disease outbreak was just too overwhelming. All right, so many things can affect your output at the end of the day, but all things being equal, doing the right thing, all right, you expected to have nothing less than 900 kg at the end of the production cycle. Now let us calculate our revenue. Revenue is different from profit. Revenue is the money that you're going to make after sales of your fishes. All right, so our revenue, we're having 900 kg. Okay, 900 kg, multiplying that by the price of 1 kg. How much is 1 kg of fish in your area? So this is going to be dependent on the price of fish in your area. So I'm going to put mine at 1,200. Okay, so if I multiply this together, what are we going to get? 900 multiplied by 1,200, we are going to get 1,080,000 naira. So this is your expected revenue. Your expected revenue at the end of the production cycle, 1,080,000 naira. Okay, 1,080,000 naira. So this is the expected revenue. Now if we are to subtract that from the total cost of feeding, which is this, let's copy this, copy. So if we are to subtract this from the revenue minus this, what are we going to get? What are we going to get if we subtract this? 580,814. Now this is what you are going to get after subtracting the cost of feeding from the revenue gotten. So I hope we understood this. Now remember, this is not your profit. This isn't your profit, okay? Because like I said, and I'm saying again, other costs like the fuel, the materials to use, the labor is going to be subtracted from this. All right, so this is basically what it amounts to, and I hope you understood what I was trying to explain. So hopefully you can use this to plan your production from now on. So if you are going to be stocking 2,000, just apply the multiplier effect and you are good to go. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, share it to so many people who you think it is going to be helpful to them. Now I want you to know that the cost here is not fixed, all right, because the cost of feed ingredient is always changing at different points in time due to the value of our money and so many other things. So this cost is not fixed, but this is the cost presently at this point in time. We are in October 2021, so this cost is very, very okay for now, and this is something that we are going to be updating over time so that we can keep you guys informed about the actual present cost at that point in time. So thank you once again for watching. All right, I remain your home girl, Shikemi Olabisi, the farm lady, and it's me signing out. Bye for now. I'll see you next week.